Welcome to the Capital Gains channel, where all we talk about is how to increase one's wealth. Let's get started.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Capital Gains. Today we're going to touch up on something with the trucking crisis that's been going on. Those who don't know about the trucking crisis, I'll explain it. Those who are actually in the trucking market, they know what I'm talking about. I've been in the trucking business for about 15 years, and I have two trucking companies that I own. And I know it's a cycle. It's a cycle business that has its ups and downs. But what happened in the last 3 years is something I have never seen before, and I've never witnessed it. And something that happened is everybody jumped into the trucking industry. It was explained as a very profitable business. YouTube gurus and everybody jumped on how easy it is to make money, how much profit there was, and how to open up a trucking company, which was true at the time. And a lot of people went in and jumped on it. So what happened right during COVID, everything stopped, and everything came to a halt. And once everything started opening back up, there was a tremendous amount of demand for supplies. So rates were going through the roof. There's a great amount of rates that was going on for trucking industries, and that allowed people to jump in. It was a record high number of people jumping into the trucking industry, right? People who were even working for a company, they said, well, I'm going to get my own truck and jump in, because there was loads everywhere. There were high paying loads. You could choose any route that you wanted, and you were making a tremendous amount of money in this trucking industry. But what also caused and what also happened is the demand for the trucking industry. Also, the truck prices started going crazy. Trucks nearly doubled in price. When you could buy a truck for 60 to 80,000, people were paying 150, 160,000. I seen people pay 250, $300,000 for a truck that literally 12 months ago was about half the price. And it was just a trucking boom, right? What also is a lot of brokers got into the industry. People who not necessarily were in the business, all of a sudden they were brokers that had no experience being in the trucking industry, had no business being in the industry, but jumped in and tried to grab it as a cash grab. And what happens, right? Everybody jumps in. Prices are through the roof. Business is good. Who cares if I bought a truck for $200,000, right? Insurance is high because you're a new trucker. And who cares? I'm making $30,000, $40,000 a month. And that's exactly what people were making. But everybody jumps in. Loads are everywhere. It happens for a year, second year. And then all of a sudden, the demand drops and the rates and prices skyrocket, right? Because of the war, the demand falls, prices drop, and now people are left with a crazy, crazy truck payment, high insurance, and rates are tremendously very low. The demand is not there, and now people found themselves in a very crazy situation. I heard numerous stories. There was a woman; she had 2, 3 kids. Literally went out, financed a truck for 160,000. Was making 20 to $30,000 a month. Was doing great, and now she just had to surrender her operating authority. And people are literally surrendering their authority and businesses massively. There's massive numbers just literally surrendering their authority and getting out of the business, and basically can't even afford truck payments. And that's what's been going on with the truck crisis, right? But now, why all of this happened? Why is it going on like this? Well, what people failed to realize was this was a boom, right? This was a crazy boom. So people didn't understand, well, what comes with it. Going into a very desirable market, there was a reason for that, and that reason was COVID, okay? And gas prices was low. And when trucks exploded, people were paying for no problem, high insurance and everything else like that. Now the demand goes down. There were brokers that started opening up companies that were literally, they had no experience with to do. A lot of brokers are on relationship terms. You build a relationship with a broker, with them, and this wasn't happening. This was literally, people were being very greedy, and now brokers are treating truckers like nothing. They're either take this rate or not, and it forced a lot of people who had these truck payments to take to take loads very cheaply. So there's an operating cost for every trucker, right? It depends on everything that factors in: your maintenance, insurance, all your load board fees, fuel, driver if you have any, insurance, your cameras, everything, your parking garage, all that's factored in. And then there's a miles rate per mile that everybody has that breaks even. That's your break even point, right? That means if I take a load for $1.50, I make nothing after all my expenses is paid. And now we're seeing these rates where no one's making money. But believe it or not, the truckers, we run the market. We control the market. 80% of all freight handled in the United States is controlled by trucking industry. So we're able to actually regulate it. But now these people, they were in such a crazy situation. They were in such things. They were taking these loads that made them no money, literally broke even, or they were losing money. But they were taking them just so they could cover their payments on their truck. And that was a dangerous recipe, because now we're not able to control the rates. We're not able to say, listen, no, we're not taking that load. We're not moving it for that much, right? But everybody else decided to say, well, I'll do it real quick. I'll just do it. And they're taking these low rates just to make payments on the truck. Meanwhile, they're not making money, and that's not how you're supposed to do it, right? So that's what's been going on. It's a crazy time for truckers. I see a lot of people going through some tough times. But there are good things that are going to come out of this. Obviously, like we said before, this is a cycle, right? It's a cycle, and right now it's a downward cycle where it's hitting rock bottom. But soon enough, that supply and demand is going to go back up. And one thing people have to do right now, if you're in it for the long run, or you've been doing this for quite some time, or this is something that you guys want to do, you have to literally cut costs down at every expense that you can. Take your subscriptions that people have for this or for that. Get rid of all your subscriptions so you're not throwing money out in the garbage every month. And focus on things like gas prices, right? Fuel actually, is different in all different states. So watch where you fuel. Try to sign up for special fuel cards and programs that give you a discounted rate in fuel, so you're able to save money in fuel, even a couple cents, that it counts. So watch where you fuel, get fuel rewards. Right, so things we're going to do, we're going to save money on fuel programs, watching where you're going to fuel, where exactly you're going to keep your fuel, and to save it. That's a very big help. Also, the trucks themselves, trucking and equipment has taken a huge plummet down. Prices literally dropped up to 50% on equipment and trucking. This is a good time also if you want to renew, get your new equipment, get backup equipment, get any type of equipment. This is a great time to do it, because we've seen a lot of repossession trucks, used trucks have hit rock bottom. So this is a great time to pick up equipment, whether it's a spare truck, whether you want to renew your fleet, or whether your truck is just getting old. It's a great time to pick up equipment right now. So I suggest anybody that's in the trucking industry to shop around, because you could get great trucks, especially in some auctions. Ritchie Brothers, Indiana Auto Auction, those are two places that sell trucks. Also, specialty division at IEA focuses on a lot of repossession trucks that a lot of people could pick up literally cheap. So you want to renew your equipment, you want to get additional equipment, trucks, trailers, anything like that. Even if you're doing small trucks, dump trucks, box trucks are still in very high demand, but we're going to start seeing a pivot down already as well. So if you are in that, I suggest getting equipment, renewing that equipment right now, and doing that and riding this thing out. I mean, obviously it's tough. I don't feel that people should be taking loads very cheap just to make it. We have to set a demand. People cannot be taking loads for cheap, man. This ain't it. Can't just take a load to break even or just to get through. Whether you have to take a break and say, listen, I'm not going to run for 30 days. I'm going to make a side income. Let me do something that makes side income for 30 days and just take a break. Or let me reevaluate the situation, but do not take low rates. We have to pump the brakes on the market and make sure that these rates start going up. It's a cycle. So right now we're at a down cycle. We want to prepare and get in a better position when everything starts going back up. When that demand goes up, you want to make sure your equipment's right. You want to make sure you have all your things in place. You have fuel programs in place. So when things start actually making sense and you're ready to make money, you're prepared for it. And now a lot of these people are going to filter out. All these new guys that came in, people that didn't know what they were doing, just came in for a cash grab. Guess what? Those guys are all starting to filter out. Every month we're seeing everybody surrender their DOT numbers and authorities. And now that's going to give everybody else a position to step up, because now people are going to need to move that freight, right? And when you do that, you're in a better position to negotiate, catch contracts. Now there's going to be more contracts coming up. Brokers are going to need somebody. So you want to position yourself in a better situation. So I feel that 2024 is definitely going to be a shift right now. Nothing's happening. It is getting very bad. But when that demand starts coming back up, you have your equipment ready, you have your systems in place, and now you're able to kind of come out of it. Focus on a niche market. Niche is definitely good. Low boys, flatbeds, everything like that, step decks. I mean, the drive-ins are very suffering right now, but focus on that, get through it. I think 2024 is going to be a slight change, and people are going to start looking for stuff to move everything, and you want to be in that position. But anyway, let me know what y'all think. I hope everybody in the trucking industry, they're gonna get through this cycle and be put in a better position. So salute to y'all capital gains. Throw a like, subscribe for more content, just to better yourself in the industry. Talk to y'all soon.